Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Garage Area presented by NASCAR Fans UK. This is Adam Johnson and Chris Flynn in the studio.
Hello everybody.
Yes, well he's not really in the studio, he's in the world of the internet, but that's the joy of Google Hangout for you. We basically may as well be in the same studio. Coming up today we've got discussion on old people, as well as Hampshire and Chicago. No, I've lost the thread of that. Yeah, basically, we talked about weekend's action at New Hampshire and the trucks racing at Iowa. We'll be predicting next week the Nationwide Series has a standalone event at Chicagoland. We're talking about that. We'll also be talking about old people, as I said, and cars painted yellow. So stick up for that. Basically, so I figured we should fuel up to the Sprint Cup this week. So let's start with, it must have been Friday's race, the truck race at Iowa, which was a truck race, really. It was pretty good. It was pretty cool, you know what I mean?
I fell asleep. I stayed up to watch it. Watched the pre-race. Watched about 12 laps and fell asleep. So I can't really speak.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a ringing endorsement of the truck race. Yeah, it wasn't really much to speak about, to be honest. I think the two most interesting things were, from my perspective, the first one being, there was one very obvious one. We'll talk about that in a minute. The other one I wanted to mention is that the trucks kind of are not as good this year, and I have a feeling it's because they're in transition because they've introduced the Gen 3.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well.
Yeah, basically it's not as strong this year. There's not as many entries, and the new trucks they're taking time to get used to them. But to be honest, still a better debut system. Still a better debut season than the Gen 6.
Yeah, probably.
In that they can still race side by side and everything. Like, error loose crash.
Yeah.
And the other big one is Eric Jones won. It was the number 51. It was Kyle Busch's truck, but at least it wasn't Kyle Busch driving it. But for the second week in a row, they were pinged in post-race inspection for the truck or the front splitter being too low.
Yeah, again, second time in a row. That's pretty bad.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the first time we all thought, hey, they passed pre-race. It's Kentucky, it's a fairly bumpy track, maybe the splitter came loose, maybe it just happened. 2 races in a row, something fishy's going on here, lads.
Yeah, and NASCAR's rule for stuff when they fail it is just stupid. They take the points away and the prize money, but they don't take the win away.
Right.
In any racing series in the world, if you get caught cheating, you get the win taken away. But
yeah, that's the point of it. It's to stop. It's for cheats never prosper. NASCAR are like, cheats do not prosper. Well, except these ones.
So you can keep the trophy, you can keep the win, but you can't. They take the points and the prize money away.
You still won anyway, so no one cares. Did they take the win away from Kyle Busch at Kentucky?
Not sure.
Probably not, because it's Kyle Busch. Oh my god. How dare we dare to do something against Kyle Busch in a series he shouldn't be in? We'll come to that in a minute. So, yeah, that was kind of the truck race. And for anyone wondering about our predictions, we've kind of decided to reset them because, well, we kind of changed the rules. We said we'd only pick regulars from trucks in the Nationwide Series. We'd ignore the Cuppies, and then I forgot to make a prediction last week, so it went very well. So this week we're starting afresh.
Oh, I forgot my pick as well. I didn't know who I picked.
And you forgot your pick as well. I think you picked Chase Elliott for New Hampshire.
Probably, I think I did.
Yeah, to be honest, I think both of us got the Nationwide pick wrong anyway, because the winner, in inverted commas, of the Nationwide race was Chris Buescher.
Yeah, which is a big surprise.
How about that? It was an excellent race from him to finish first, because clearly he won. And there was loads of cars on the lead lap by the end. Eight of them. So, yeah, he dominated. Not Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch. He dominated. It's all about him. So, you may be unsurprised to learn, ladies and gentlemen, we are just completely ignoring Cuppies in the lower divisions now. Like, they're not there, basically. They get enough attention. Why should we give them some?
It was Chris Buescher, Elliott Sadler, Brian Scott, and Chase Elliott.
Nice, not bad. And I believe of the Dash for Cash, I'm not entirely sure what that is, but the Dash for Cash was won by Regan Smith, just ahead of whoever was second in. I think it was Jeremy Clements, was 11th behind Regan Smith.
Yeah, I think it was.
And I think Ryan Sieg, our favourite driver at the moment, we've almost become the Ryan Sieg fan club. He finished about 18th, I think.
Yeah, 18th. You're right.
And they did a really nice feature on him because he's also in the dash for cash. They did a nice feature on him before the race, and it turns out he has 5 people on his crew and his team, including him.
Wow, that's impressive.
So the fact that he's got 2 top 5s, is it, or one? He got 3rd at Daytona and another top 10 or top 5 at the previous Daytona race, and he's been running consistently top 20, top 15 all year.
And he's got 5 guys.
Pretty much, yeah. He's got the 5 Guys restaurant behind him. No, he is. And apparently there's no laptops or anything. They measure lap times with stopwatches. They are a proper old-school fashion team, and we love them to bits, and they finished 18th. And I'll tell you what, if you took the Cuppies out nationwide, those top 20s and top 15s, many of them would go into top 10s, I think.
Yeah. Well, he would have been... What? Where would he have been? Well, count it. 1, 2, 3.
Do some maths.
He would have been 12.
Majorly impressive. I've got to say, that is impressive. There are, let's put it this way, there are drivers across the divisions who are doing a lot less with a lot more resources, shall we say. Sorry, I've got this really bad cough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the nationwide race won, in inverted commas, by Chris Buescher, which no one predicted, but I think that shows that Roush is at least using the nationwide series for what it's supposed to be, which is develop young drivers.
Yeah.
Because his roster this year is Chris Buescher and Ryan Reed. So using it for the correct means. So fair play to you, Old Man Jack, or whatever his nickname is, the Cat in the Hat. So that was the nationwide race. We're banging through the races this week. Either that's a sign that they weren't very interesting, or we're just getting on with it this week.
Yeah, New Hampshire was better than I thought it was going to be.
Better than anticipated.
Yeah, especially the Cup race. The Cup race was good, I thought.
Cup race sounded very, very good from where I was sat. It was won by Mr. Keselowski, who... no, he didn't sweep the nationwide race because he didn't win it. Yeah. Yeah, no, he won the Cup race. Very good race. I believe I was elsewhere. I'm very good at watching these guys, aren't I?
Yeah, I missed the trucks. You missed the Cup.
Yeah, priorities and all. No, it's a very good race, which is unusual for New Hampshire. It is kind of boring. You were only saying a week ago to take it off the schedule.
Yeah, maybe change that decision.
maybe tweak that. I was hoping that Jeff Burton, in potentially his very last ever race, well, very sad. I was hoping he might be able to get a result, and nothing happened. So whatever happens.
Mm. Do you think it's going to be his last one? Do you think it will be his very last one?
Well, the thing is, NASCAR drivers are rubbish at retiring, aren't they?
Yeah, just Mark Martin.
Exactly. How many times Mark Martin go, no, this will be my last year, I'm not coming back ever. Well, yeah, he retired from the number 6 in 2005, and then ran 2006, and then was like, no, this really is going to be my last year. Then ran the 0-1 in 2007 and 2008, and then was like, no, that's my last year. And then Hendrick was like, come and drive the 5 for 2009. Oh, all right then. And then he kept on going to about 2012. No, 2012 he moved out, and it was like, right, now I'm retiring. And then Michael Waltrip Racing was like, do you want to run the 55 part-time? Yeah, all right then.
Yeah.
It just didn't stop.
Took about 10 years to retire.
Yeah, and the fact there's still people like Terry Labonte and Morgan Shepherd, who we're going to come on to in a minute, the fact they're still running in the odd race in NASCAR means you can't really ever quit it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I assume it probably won't be. He'll probably make appearances elsewhere, but it's certainly his last competitive races were last year, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And as much as it pains me to admit it, as the one last Jeff Burton fan in the world, he's had a good career. He's done well. So it's been a pleasure supporting him. Being the one person who does, because I mean it is quite funny, like being a Jeff Burton and him, bigger drivers, more successful drivers, being like, oh, he's so unlucky. Jeff Gordon's really unlucky. I'm like, you're not going to get sympathy from me, mate. I hope Kev isn't listening.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, the main story, and I don't even know why this story, to be honest. It must be slow news week in NASCAR. Is the fact that Joey Logano was running, what was it, like 3rd or something, top 5, and he ended up getting tangled up in a wreck with Morgan Shepherd, who's about 70 million years old and was about 2,500 laps down. So was not even like at the back. He was at the back in another county.
Well, to be fair to him, he did have trouble on pit road. think he left without a wheel on. So that's why he was lapped down.
Really old as well. Like, oh, well, I swear there's supposed to be 4 wheels on this car. With false teeth are 4 now.
He wasn't all those laps down because of the car. He was those laps down because of pit road and the car.
Oh, well, I was going to say, I mean, we know that car is not that bad. We know it's not that bad. So,
and this isn't the first time a backmarker has crashed into a leader, and it won't be the last time. And the fact that age came into it is just ridiculous.
Well, yeah, the fact that we're bringing that up, I think it's kind of spiteful. You know, Joey Logano has every right to be upset about being taken out by a lap car. That's kind of annoying. But I think it's almost kind of spiteful for him to bring up the guy's age.
Yes.
Like, dude, Morgan Shepherd's been racing for damn longer than you have, Sonny.
Yeah.
Like, dude, back down. When you got to that level in your career where you're still racing at the age of 72, which I think is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive.
I played to Morgan. I mean, dude, like, Mark Martin retired at like 55 or something. Like, dude, that's just young.
Yeah.
Still got like 20 years in career, man. Actually, I shouldn't tell Mark Martin that. He'll probably be back now.
Yeah.
But no, I think it was just a non-event, really.
He made a mistake that anyone in the grids could make. He slipped up. The car went up the track, and he hit the guy on the outside.
Absolutely.
So, anyone.
I bet you any money Joey Logano. Well, Joey Logano has wrecked people before intentionally. That's why he's not one of my favourite drivers. Certainly, I don't dislike many drivers. Logano's attitude annoys me, as does Kyle Busch quite a bit of the time. And this is just another example of it. It's like, you've got every right to be annoyed at a guy who's wrecked you, who's lapped down. That's fair enough. Don't bring the guy's age up. That's just being spiteful.
Yeah. And Logano can bring anyone's age up. He's about 4, isn't he?
12.
Yeah, he's about 12 years old.
Before they let him out on Friday practice, before they let him go to a NASCAR race of the weekend, he has to make sure he's handing in all his homework.
Yeah.
And he's got to be back from the track before 9 p.m. and in bed by 9:30. Ready for preschool in the morning and wherever he goes. I don't know, high school or something. But yeah, he does look about 12. So, like, seeing a baby-faced little chubby-cheeked guy like him insulting old leather-faced Morgan Shepherd was a bit like, dude. I like the fact Morgan Shepherd just hasn't said anything. He's like, yeah, like I give her, you know, like I care.
He's just doing his own thing. He's just having fun.
You know, you probably didn't even know it was at the racetrack. He was like, oh, am I in a NASCAR again? Oh, this is fun. Oh, I've crashed into someone. Oh, that's unfortunate. So, probably what happened. But no, age, irrelevant, to be honest. Probably the best you can say about the situation is maybe if someone has been out of Cup for a while, refresher test maybe, I don't know. But to be honest, it's one of those things that happens so little that it's like, is this even worth a solution?
And maybe for age tests you should go and do reactions test and a brain test and stuff like that. But maybe
so, yeah, maybe. I mean, that's probably fair enough. Like, you're in charge of pretty powerful cars out there. You want them to be fairly responsible for what they're doing.
But I don't think that crash had anything to do with age. Just guy made a mistake.
I don't think so. So that's that one bashed out then. Age does not matter in NASCAR. So Joey Logano, go shove it.
Yeah.
Fairly simple, to be honest. Is that a roundup of the previous week done?
I've got a couple of shout-outs to drivers.
You've got some shout-outs. Go on.
Carl Larson, 3rd.
Oh, well done.
He came out of nowhere as well. I don't know where. And Newman, he came 5th out of nowhere.
Newman, very nice, very nice.
That's about it. Dale Jr., another top 10, just to get a personal one in there.
All right, then, if you're going to do that, where did Kurt Busch finish?
17th.
Oh. It's a hard one. I bring bad luck to the drivers I support. Jeff Burton's career nosedived, and I was like, yeah, I'm a Jeff Burton fan. And he just went out of nowhere. And I'm like, I'm going to be a Kurt Busch fan this year, and I bet Kurt Busch was like, oh, damn it. No, oh, now I'm lost. What's going on?
Could be worse. Could be a Kevin Harvick fan.
Oh, or a Casey Kane fan. Oh, oh.
Well, Kevin Harvick
running 30th every week.
Kevin Harvick came 30th.
Oh, dearie me. It's not going well. The big guns are struggling at the moment. Well, some of them are anyway. So yeah, that was the weekend's action done for you. This weekend, the Cup and Trucks. I think. I don't know if the trucks are racing this weekend. Chris, you may have to help me out here.
It's nationwide only, I think, this week.
Nationwide only. They're having a standalone event at Chicagoland Speedway, which I think, yay, it's a standalone event. There'll be no cuppies, but I'll bet you, because it's a standalone event and there's no Sprint Cup on, all the cuppies will be there.
Let's have a look, shall we?
Yes, let's have a look. How many of them are going to be party pooping this weekend?
Chicago entry list.
Yes.
Casey Kane.
Yes.
I'm going down. Carl Larson.
Larson, yes. Although he's sort of one of the cuppies that's sort of allowed, because if you're a rookie in Cup, then probably we'll let that slide.
Wow, that's it.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What? No Kyle Busch in the 54?
54 is Sam Hornish Jr.
Oh wow! He's let Sam Hornish race this weekend for like the second time in a year.
Is Josh Wise? Does Josh Wise count as a Cup driver? I know he's good. He's a good driver, but he's in a bad equipment.
He's a but he's a cuppy that we can, I guess, we can let slide because hey, he's you know,
Trevor Payne.
Again, runs part time in Cup. He's all right.
Well, other than that, then it's Casey Kane, and that's it.
And I'll bet you Casey Kane will still, but that's refreshing. You know, what about the 22?
Ryan Blaney.
Ryan Blaney, yes, at last. Good to see Ryan Blaney back in Nationwide. Good to see him again. He's a serious talent coming up through the ranks, I must say. So, well then, that's been turned on its head. I was about to say that Chicagoland with the usual bore fest, added with him some cuppies, but we've only got, what was that, 2?
Basically 2, yeah.
Kane and, who was the other one?
Kane and...
Larson.
Yeah, Larson.
Larson, that was about it. Wow, I'm pleasantly surprised. So, well then, I approached this this weekend with a bit more, shall we say, positivity. That we might get a good run.
It's going to be worthwhile.
So, yeah, it might be worthwhile. I mean, even if one of the 2 or 3 cuppies that are around, even if they do win, then, you know, you'll feel like they will have earned it at least.
Yeah, should we do our can't speak. Predictions.
Should we do you sound like Jimmy from South Park.
Yeah.
Should we do a prediction? Yeah, let's do our predictions. Right, these are the new revamped predictions. As I say, we've kind of discarded the ones previously because they were kind of rubbish and we didn't know who we predicted and we've kind of forgotten to do some. So now we go. I've got an Excel spreadsheet in front of me, ready to log them down, and we're doing it like this. We're still doing it 3 points for every correct prediction.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we also? Now let's just keep it simple for the moment. I was going to do like a bonus point system, but then I'd have to rename myself Brian France. I'll talk more about that in a minute. So for this weekend, we're only predicting we're predicting 2, I think, because I think the Wheeling Euro Series are at the Nürburgring this weekend.
Are they?
Yes, they are. I think.
Realise.
Let's check on the computer of power. Well, let's have a look. I believe they are. I've seen some posts on Facebook again from all the teams saying, "Oh, we're testing them." Obviously, they ran at Speedway a few weeks back. First ever NASCAR oval race in rain. Cool moment there. Let's just have a look here. To Speedway, July 19th. That's this weekend, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, they are running at the Nürburgring Saturday and Sunday. So we'll be posted on that. There's no entries just yet, I don't think, but all the usual contenders, I'm sure, will be there. So. Should we do our nationwide prediction first and then talk about the Wheeling race at Nürburgring?
Go on then. I'm going to go.
Let's do that. So, nationwide race. Usefully, we don't have to pick through that many cuppies to find the nationwide driver to predict. You go first.
Chase Elliott.
I knew you were going to predict. I knew. I just knew. So, you go Chase Elliott. I'll log that in the spreadsheet of power over here. Chase Elliott, yep. I am going to go for... now, Ryan Blaney won a nationwide race last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
In about one of the 2 races he was allowed to do, when Brad Keselowski or Joey Logano didn't fancy stinking up the field. I'm going to predict him.
Okay.
So, Ryan Blaney for me, Chase Elliott for you. And so that's the only one. There's no couple trucks this weekend. So let's move on over to the Wheeling Euro Series at the Nürburgring. Now I'm just going to bring up the points. Go on.
You know what you said about names of races and stuff that are getting bigger and bigger?
Uh-huh.
Ryan Reed's sponsorship this week is the ADA Drive to Stop Diabetes, presented by Lilly Diabetes. And Chad Boat's number 84 is Billy Boat Performance Exhaust Corvette Parts.net.
As I say, I think that Kentucky one just took the biscuit. It was literally like J.R. Elliott Helper Hero 300 presented by Drive Slow or Get Pulled Over.
Oh, there's more as well.
Oh god, here we go.
Jeremy Clements.
Yeah.
The allsouthernelectric.com repairablevehicles.com car.
It's just wonderful. They're getting more and more extravagant every year. Did I tell you about the YouTube offline series for NASCAR Racing 2003? Some of those series have some brilliant names.
You've told me that about them before.
Yeah, it was BK Have It Your Way Cup Series and What Would You Do for a Klondike Bar Cup Series, which I thought were both very amusing. So I've got the driver standings for the Wheeling Euro Series up here. And guess who's leading?
European Jimmy Johnson.
He is! He is only leading by 9, though, over Anthony Kumpen. And Matthias Lauda is up to 3rd. Borja Garcia, who I think is the European Ryan Sieg, is in 4th in the number 1 Ford Auto-Neat competition Mustang. And Frederick Gabion is in 5th. There's quite a few surprises in the top 10, actually, because there's a lot of drivers who you just haven't noticed, and they're actually running really well. I would bring your attention to the likes of Freddie Nordstrom, granted not having the season he had last year, Bert Longin in the 11, Fabrizio Armetta is in 10th, and yeah, I mean, Garcia in 4th in the number 1 is the big one for me.
I'm still going to go for Villarino, though.
To sweep the weekend?
Yeah, probably.
See, I think that, I mean, Villarino, I don't know, I can't remember if they ran Nürburgring last year in the Wheeling Euro Series. I know they went to Spa, but I don't know if they've been Nürburgring before.
I don't think they've done Nürburgring.
No, you see, Anthony Kumpen and Bert Longin and drivers like that, and Christophe Bouchou, they are veterans of the European sports car racing scene, so will have raced at the Nürburgring before. They must have done in previous years. So I think this could be where Mr. Kumpen in the number 24, appropriate that 48, well, and Villarino is number 2, but the European Jimmy Johnson's leading, and number 24 in 2nd.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he might do very well this weekend, so I'm going to go Anthony Kumpen both races.
I'm going to go Villarino both races.
Villarino both races. Okie doke. So for you, I'll put Villarino X2, and for me, Kumpen X2. Right, may the best predictor win. So I think it's going to be some very good racing over at the Nürburgring. I think I mean, the Wheeling Euro Series are putting on a great show this year. That someone in the NASCAR Fans UK group this week was denouncing it as like it's trying to say it's as good as NASCAR in the US, but I guess for armchair fans it's fine. And I was like, well, wait a minute, it's not claiming that. It's the European Touring Series of NASCAR. It's not Spring Cup, and it doesn't pretend to be.
And it's not trying to be either.
No, exactly. It's like, it's still better than anything we've had before. I mean, I remember the days of ASCAR and SC Stock Car Speed Association and the Days of Thunder series, and it changed names every other bloody year. And it was good, but it never really had long-term strength, to be honest.
Yeah, this is just going to continue to get bigger and bigger.
It is getting bigger and bigger, and Europe is embracing it. And to be honest, it's encouraging someone like me to go and watch Spring Cup races in America when I can afford to, when I'm not being a skin unemployed postgraduate. So I guess it's doing the job, really. And I look forward to this weekend's races from the Nürburgring.
I don't like the Nürburgring, just to put that out there.
What?
No, I like the big one.
The Nordschleife.
Yeah, the Grand Prix track is terrible.
It's not bad. It's one of the better circuits in Europe, I must say. It's one of the better F1 circuits in Europe, I should say.
I'm not a fan.
Although, to be fair, thinking about it, if you're going to go to Germany for a NASCAR race, I mean, I know the DTM has a sort of exclusive lock on this race, but wouldn't it be great if they managed to get to the Norris Ring?
Yeah, because it kind of is an oval with a chicane in the middle.
It pretty much is. It's just one long oval thing, and it's great that the DTM still race there because it's such a simple layout. I think the Euro Series, imagine the Euro Series bonding down into the first corner.
Carnage.
It will be chaos, yeah, but it'll be great to watch. So we'll see if we can, Anyone from the Wheeling Euro Series, if you're listening to this, get to work on it. Because clearly we have that much influence over the Wheeling Euro Series. So let's have a look now. Any other business going on? Well, you may have forgotten, because Sprint Cup this year has been very good, the racing has been really good, you may have just forgotten for the briefest moment that the stupidest set of changes for any motorsport series in the world were announced earlier this year. You may have forgotten about that, but we had a fresh reminder of their stupidity with the plan that was announced this week to basically change the colours of the number, splitter, and top badge, top sort of name strip of all the contenders for this year's Trace for the Sprint Cup Eliminators.
This is just facepalm central.
Brian France is a walking facepalm.
This is just pointless in every way.
It is so stupid. I mean, can I just get this off my chest first, because I haven't vented about this. The chase plans as a whole.
Go on then, I'll sit back.
Cool. Stand back, set me a timer for about 2 minutes or so, and come back when I'm done. The chase changes for this year are so staggeringly stupid. I can barely comprehend their stupidity. The chase itself is fairly pointless as it stood. No one was complaining in 2003 when Matt Kenseth won the championship by being the most consistent and best driver across the season. No, that's wrong, so we've got to introduce a chase system, which was bollocks then and still is now. Then this year, Brian France was like, TV audiences are down. Fans aren't turning in the grandstands. I know, let's change the chase so points don't mean shit, if you'll excuse my language. Let's make it so you just have to win one race all year, and you're in the chase. And then we're going to have an eliminator knockout round. And then for the final round, we're going to have this thing where you're going to reset the points for the final 2 or 5 or however many it is. And then it's winner takes all in the final race, because I want everything to be like baseball and the NFL where they have their Super Bowl. And I have no idea how to run motorsport. Breathe.
Yeah.
Oh.
You pretty
seriously,
much
I cannot, literally, as soon as the chase starts this year, I'm just not going to watch, or I'm going to ignore it. Actually, as many people will know, on Team Motorsports, I do stop motion NASCAR races, little animations and stuff, and I'm genuinely considering making one of my races that I do the true championship decider.
Pretty good idea.
As in, take the points as they were from after Richmond, and then run one more race. And whoever's top of the points after that, champion. There you go.
It's just so stupid. And these new changes, any fan that watches NASCAR, even like once a year or anything, knows what car the drivers are in. We don't need yellow letters to point out which car it is.
You think if you're going to be a Jimmy Johnson fan, oh, was he in the chase? Dang it, I didn't know. Like, really? You absolute beanhead. Oh, just really. Like, this is just gimmick on top of gimmick on top of gimmick on top of gimmick on top of stupid. Yeah. And, like, literally, I can't even comprehend how stupid they all are. It is just rubbish. And the fact is, I think the true fact is of all of this, Brian France is not going after more NASCAR fans, because that's kind of impossible, because NASCAR is, by some accounts, either the most popular motorsport in the world or second to F1. Literally, it is one of the biggest things in the world anywhere in terms of sport.
Yeah.
So he can't be going after more fans, because that's ridiculous. I think he's going after cooler fans. I think he believes the stereotype that all NASCAR fans are dumb rednecks. So he wants to go after the cool kids with their smartphones and their social media. You want to go after these kids but look, they like to watch the Super Bowl because it's knockout. Nobody cares about some boring old point system, daddy-o. You know, yeah. I mean, Brian France does come across like your granddad trying to be down and hip at a wedding. That's what he is. He's trying to be like cool and down with the kids. Except that I'm 22. How old are you?
23.
23. I mean, exactly. Like we are young people. We're in England, for God's sake. We're never American, and we like NASCAR. You don't need to appeal. The only trying to appeal to new demographics. It's just alienating all the fans you currently have.
Let the bloody racing do the talking.
Exactly. It's almost getting to the point where any more changes, I almost hope that it all comes crashing down, and we have a moment where Brian France gets fired, and it kind of goes back to basics.
Yeah, something needs to happen. They can't keep changing it every year.
No, it is an absolute pile of garbage. And quite frankly, you want a close championship race, watch any other motorsport in the world except F1. You'll get it.
Pretty much.
Like V8 Supercars last year went down to the final race. British Touring Cars, I don't think, has had a championship decided before the final race in about the last 10 years.
Even the Nationwide Series, which isn't exactly brilliant, went down to the final race. The truck series goes all the way down to the final race.
Yep, every time. And you just... fact is, you don't need a playoff system nowhere else in the world. I think the British Superbikes have introduced a sort of slightly less stupid chase, if you can even call it that. I believe the Wheeling Euro Series might do some sort of final eliminator thing at their final round, but to be honest, they don't have that many races anyway, so it's not like you're throwing away 26 races worth of consistency, or 35 or whatever. I think that's the most stupid part of these new chase tweaks. The fact that you get to the final round, and the points are reset yet again, and it's all on that one race. Winner takes all. Well, what happens if you've led the chase the whole time, and then blow up in the final race? Sorry, lost the championship, even though you were the best driver for the whole year, you've lost.
Yeah, it's like Junior on the 500. He hasn't had any pressure for how many weeks?
Absolutely, and put it this way as well. There are, you might need to help me out with this. Try and find the point standings as they stand. Try and find the driver highest up in points with no wins so far this season.
Point standings.
Because I'd be interested to know. Because basically, what might end up happening is that driver, whoever it is, won't get in the chase, but Eric Almirola will.
I can't find the standings on J-Ski.
They must be around here.
Huh. I can't find them.
But either way, I think... hang on a minute, I'm actually on NASCAR.com because I was looking up the touring series. So let's find the point standings. I'll be very interested to see. But basically, well, because we want winning to mean more.
I got it.
Have you ever met a race driver who doesn't go on?
I've got the points now.
Oh, you got it? Who's the highest in points without a race?
Highest one without a win is Ryan Newman, 7th. No, Matt Kenseth, 4th.
Matt Kenseth, 4th in the points, finished 2nd last year in the points, in danger of missing the chase this time around because he hasn't happened to have won a race.
There's also Ryan Newman, 7th, and Boyer, 10th.
Exactly. It's just mind-numbingly, mind-pulverizingly stupid. Like any system that basically puts luck into the equation. I mean, you can't say that it works for stick and ball sports. Stick and ball sports are different. They are two teams going up against each other. That way, eliminator rounds work. They don't in motorsport. End of story. That's it as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, more stupid gimmicks, painting the car yellow, because obviously if your favourite driver makes the chase, you wouldn't have known. So here's a daily reminder by ruining your car's paint scheme with yellow numbers.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Dumb like that. So can we find? I don't know what else much to chat about. But I want to find something positive because I don't want it to end on too much rage.
NASCAR's good at that though.
Generating the rage.
I'm looking on the Facebook page. There's not much.
Oh, you're on the same page as me. Hang on a second. I've just realised something. It'd be a bit embarrassing if we've missed this, but I don't think it's this weekend. Somebody posted this morning about truck series practice. The Eldora round is coming up. I don't think it's this weekend though.
I'll have a look. It is. Oh, come on, JC. Hurry up.
No, I've got the Wikipedia up. It's July 23rd, which I believe means it is not this weekend, it is next Wednesday.
Yes, it'll be next Wednesday.
It's going to be going on whilst we're doing the show.
No, well, just after we finish.
Well, pretty much, yeah. Hang on a minute. What time is it? What time is it starting?
It was late night last year.
Oh, yeah. It was in the evening, wasn't it? So we'll save our prediction for that for next week.
Okay.
Makes sense to me?
Yep.
Yeah, and to be honest, that is one of the most hotly anticipated races of the year. We'll save our preview for that for next week, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah, okie doke. Well, in which case, I think we're done for this week.
Did you not get Simon's schedule? Did he not send it?
Almost escaped.
I'm not letting him get away.
you want it scrutinised as well. No, well remembered. One of our regular contributors, Simon Topham, he sent us he challenged us. He said last week Chris's schedule, which I praised as being really good, he said it was rubbish. So we challenged him to come up with a better one, and he has. Well, we'll see if he's come up with a better one. I've got the file over here. Adobe Acrobat's trying to open, even though the trials run out on my computer, and I just hate Acrobat all over its face. So hang on a minute, let's just... I have a bit of rage for technology. Today, me and technology aren't getting on.
Me and Simon, we've been talking for a while on the internet, and we've met each other, and we're like complete opposites. I literally don't know how we're friends.
Yeah, you get that sometimes, don't you?
I'm Dale Jr. fan. He hates him.
I know.
All of his drivers, I don't like.
It's quite funny. He basically like it was quite funny in the Nationwide series because on NASCAR Fans UK, which this podcast is part of, they run a race chat for every race that goes on, and basically it's a race chat. You can talk about the weekend's racing action in that comment thread. And for the Nationwide race, it was hilarious because it was essentially Simon versus Kevin. Kevin was pulling for Chase Elliott in the Nationwide race, and
Simon hates him.
For Ty Dillon, he was about the only one, I think. And it was hilarious. They were both just beefing on each other the whole race. It was just, I was just sat here with the popcorn, like I don't care. This is quite fun.
It's brilliant.
I'm just over here like support. I just support drivers that no one cares enough to kind of hate. I support Jeff Burton. No one hates him. Like. Well, except for Simon, because I keep beefing on him like, oh, Jeff Burton fan, because you're wearing cat stuff. Shut up.
Yeah.
So, right, we got it. Excuse me, his schedule is here, so let's go through it.
Okay, go.
The Sprint Unlimited is unchanged, as is the Bud Jewels. 500 is unchanged. Phoenix, Vegas, Auto Club, Bristol, Martinsville, Texas, they are all unchanged. So through to the end of March, all unchanged as it is. That's 7 races in. Race 8, Memphis International Raceway.
He took Darlington away.
No. That's... Well, I don't think he has. No. There it is. Darlington is now round 12.
Okay.
So he shunted it to May the 10th.
That's not right. It should be on Mother's Day.
Well, technically it should be on Labour Day, which is down in September, October time. But that's a whole other messy story altogether. But, no, well, even so, Memphis International Raceway. I have a vague memory of running Memphis Raceway in an old NASCAR game. And I think, if I remember rightly, it's a short track. Hang on a sec, let's just look it up. This is good already. You're getting us on our feet. Here we go. Memphis International Raceway is an auto racing park located outside the... What in the world is that name?
I'm going to look it up.
Auto racing park located across the Loosahachie River. That's a name. From Memphis, Tennessee, approximately 10 miles south of Millington, Tennessee. It opened in '87, and a 1.8 mile road course. It includes a 3/4 mile trial short track. Yes, I do remember this now. Which once hosted the Nationwide Series and Camping World Truck Series, as well as ASA late models. So yes, no, I do remember this track now. I remember seeing this in NASCAR Heat, I think it was, an old game, which they still. You can download it for free now and basically download all sorts of custom mods and tracks for it, and Memphis is one of those tracks.
It looks quite good.
It does look very good. It looks basically like a sort of Richmond style. And I certainly get me agreeing with your. I definitely think NASCAR needs more short tracks. I mean, surely you can get rid of some of the intermediates. So after that, that's round 8. Richmond, Dover, Talladega. I don't think they're changed at all.
Yeah, that's changed.
Has it?
Dover's been moved way up. Dover's not usually at all.
Dover's normally the last Fox race, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so that's been moved up. Richmond, Dover, Talladega. It seems like it's sort of going up in size. Sure. Having Memphis and Richmond back to back, I'm not sure about that though. 2 very similar tracks. But even so, good for Memphis being on the schedule. And then Darlington, as we outlined, the Southern 500, May 10th, round 12. And then you've got the Sprint Showdown and the All-Star Race, and then the Coke 600. That's unchanged, I believe.
Okay.
And then it's Kansas, Dawn. And then it's Nashville. Another track I agree with. This is looking good so far, I must say. Nashville's looking good. And then after that, it's Michigan. And then Montreal, June 28th. Now, I believe you had Montreal in the chase, didn't you?
Yeah, I had Montreal in the chase. So I guess he's got rid of Sonoma then.
I'm not entirely sure. We'll keep looking down here. Where are we? We've got Nashville, we've got Michigan, we've got Montreal. Couple Coke Zero 400, that's on July 4th. Obviously, not moving that. Week later, Kentucky, and then I believe it's been moved up a week. Indianapolis has been moved up to July 26th. No, that's not been moved up at all. That's been, I think Kentucky's been moved back a week, actually.
Yeah, it has.
Been moved to July 19th, yeah. Did he send you the schedule as well?
No, I'm looking at the actual NASCAR one.
Ah, comparing it to that one. Then August the 2nd is Watkins Glen. August the 8th is Atlanta. August 16th is Gateway. Definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
And then August 23rd is Pikes Peak.
What?
Pikes Peak International Raceway. It does have an oval. It used to run Busch Series races there.
I've never seen it before.
I was going to say, but the way I said Pikes Peak and the way you sounded confused, I thought you thought I meant they run up the mountain.
That would be awesome.
Can you imagine that for the start of the chase, the Pikes Peak hill climb?
I wonder what a cup car would do.
That would be quite awesome. Well, Max Papis did pretty well in a sprint cup car at the Goodwood hill climb.
Yeah, that's an idea. Someone should do it.
Yeah, certainly should. So, having a look at it here, we've got, well, the Pikes Peak Raceway. It's a 1 mile paved oval. It's apparently the fastest 1 mile paved oval anywhere. Layout apparently similar to Las Vegas, but the fact it's only a mile as opposed to 1.5 makes it quite interesting, I'd say.
Could be good.
Yeah, and as I say, I remember Busch Series racing there, and always putting on a good show there. August the 30th, Pocono, and I believe that is Pocono's only date on the entire schedule. And September 13th, Richmond, the final race before the chase, obviously. Now,
Pocono doesn't even deserve one race.
Go on.
Pocono doesn't deserve one race.
Very true. I mean, not even the Indy cars could do a good race there. Now, the chase for the Sprint Cup. This looks pretty interesting, actually. September 20th, Chicagoland. 27th, New Hampshire, which I believe that is New Hampshire's only date in the entire season as well.
I'll allow that.
Yeah, one race for New Hampshire, especially after the last New Hampshire race this weekend. Pretty good. Then, October 4th, you asked about road courses. Road America.
Okay.
Road America's there. Then a week later, there are Iowa.
Good.
Seriously, I mean, this chase is looking good. You've got Iowa, then on to Rockingham.
Which Rockingham?
I assume the American one.
Oh.
Even so, still one of the best circuits around, and it is criminal they don't race there. Then North Wilkesboro at the end of October.
Good.
Then Talladega, start of November. Then the Texas World Speedway, so a pair of plate tracks. Oh, no. Texas World isn't actually a plate track. It's like Michigan or California.
Yeah.
So 2 very fast tracks, and then ending the season on Phoenix and Homestead, as they do already.
It's pretty good.
I'll say that's pretty good, actually. Please do comment and let us know which schedule you prefer, Chris's one or Simon's one, or if you've got a better one yourself, let us know.
As it's Simon's, I'm surprised I agreed with it, really.
I know. You're agreeing on stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, we're hearing history here in the studio. This is quite incredible.
Not bad.
I know. This is amazing. So, are we now done, I think?
Probably. I don't know.
I think so. Go on.
Just trying to look through news and stuff, but it's all crap.
As I say, we don't really deal in gossip, so that's kind of not a thing.
It's just stuff about Morgan Shepherd. It's pointless.
so much Morgan Shepherd stuff.
Ty Dillon's going to make his Sprint Cup debut in Atlanta.
Yeah, no. This in the 33. Well, that's kind of returning when Austin Dillon was running last year in the 33 when it wasn't a Circle Sport car.
Yeah. That's about it.
Austin and Ty, do we think will be running in Cup next year, both of them?
I wouldn't rush Ty that quick.
No, I don't think so. I think Austin Dillon came through quicker than he did and probably warranted his place a bit more. But even so, like, I think it's still risky, as you can see. I believe, is Larson leading the rookie standings or is Dillon?
Oh, Larson is by a long way, I think.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go. Well, Larson is showing a lot of talent, to be fair. Excuse me. So, there was also talk a little while back of Chase Elliott maybe being put up next year. I wouldn't say so either. I'd say leave him to 2016.
Yeah, I'd leave him for 2016. Maybe even a year and a bit in Nationwide.
Yeah, or so more. Yeah, I'd agree on that. So, I think we are done for this week, are we?
Looks of it. I can't find
it. Looks it to me. So, go on then. Sorry, what did you say?
Can't find anything else.
Yeah, I think we've kicked all the subjects to death here. So this has been episode, what would it be, 4 now of the Garage Area Podcast live stream. Thanks for everyone for listening in. Thanks. Let us know in the section on the YouTube video or anywhere else your fantasy schedules, your predictions, whatever, and get involved. And we will see you next week, next Wednesday, same time, for discussion of the Chicagoland Nationwide race and preview, almost live preview, considering it will be that evening, Summer Classic at Eldora. And I'll tell you what, I'm already really excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I didn't know it was next week.
Is there an entry list already for the Mud Summer Classic?
Oh, we nearly forgot this. Have a look. No, just the schedule.
No, not yet. So there's no, because I remember there were a few ringers in that race, not just cuppy ringers, but ringers from all walks of life in the one last year. I remember Scott Bloomquist, who's a dirt racer, was in the race last year.
And there was
Austin Dillon won it, I believe, and I remember Ryan Blaney and Dave Blaney were both there. Ryan Newman was also in it, but he didn't really do much. Sorry, Simon. But I remember the biggest story of the entire day, even ignoring the main race, Norm Benning made it.
Yeah, he made it
through the qualifiers. That was, and I remember it was like a side-by-side finish between him and whoever he knocked out, and it was absolutely unbelievable. It was like Norm Benning's 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah, best he's ever done.
Yeah, but he's 62, so he should be too old for NASCAR, surely.
Yeah, he should be. Maybe shouldn't be racing.
Yeah, in a retirement home or something. Yeah, no, sod off. So we'll see you next week for that. So until then, we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Bye.